On night 3 of the RNC, Republicans continue their pitch to re-elect the man who's been in charge for the past 4 years.
So we kick off our 360 coverage tonight with Chief Investigator Tony KOVALESKI.
President Trump, thank you for helping us do
Night 3 of the convention included more everyday Americans thanking the president. The night's theme, Land of Heroes.
The spirit of heroism thrives in the presence of tyranny.
And a night that also put the spotlight on women in leadership.
A woman in a leadership role can still seem novel. Not so for President Trump. For decades, he has elevated women to senior positions in business and in government. He has stood by me, and he will stand up for you.
One of the night's strongest moments came from a Republican congressional candidate from North Carolina.
This is a time of great adversity for our country, and I know something about adversity. At 18 years old, I was in a horrific car accident that's left me paralyzed from the waist down.
25-year-old Madison Hawthorn inspired with his words and his actions.
Be a radical for freedom. Be a radical for liberty. And be a radical for our republic, for which I stand, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all.
Vice President Mike Pence was the night's marquee speaker.
Before I go further, allow me to say a word to the families and communities in the path of Hurricane Laura. Stay safe, and know that we'll be with you every step of the way.
The vice president's speech included references to the day's major breaking news events on the Gulf Coast and in Wisconsin.
The violence must stop, whether in Minneapolis, Portland, or Kenosha. Too many heroes have died defending our freedom.
But as advertised, the vice president spent a significant amount of time attacking the Democrats and Joe Biden.
Joe Biden said that we were living through a season of darkness. But as President Trump said, where Joe Biden sees American darkness, we see American greatness.
And our 360 perspective now turns to TV viewership, where Republicans showed a nice bump in the ratings. Led by the speech from First Lady Melania Trump, the Republican convention saw a significant ratings increase. Night 2 numbers show 19.4 million viewers tuned in on Tuesday night. That's a number slightly above the 19.2 million viewers who watched the second night of the Democrats' convention. Positive news for Republicans as they conclude the third night.
We will make America great again. Again.
Now, before tonight, one White House aide said, quote, Pence would take some lumber to Joe, and the vice president tonight produced as promised. So the stage is now set for President Trump and the final night of the Republican convention. Ann?
Tony, thanks. And our 360 coverage continues with the Colorado cancer survivor who spoke during the Democrats' convention. Laura Packard has been fighting over health care with the Trump administration and says that and tonight's speeches show the administration isn't in tune with the people.
There's a hurricane that's about to hit Louisiana and Texas that's nearly a Category 5, and that didn't really seem to be on people's minds today. And over 170,000 Americans have died from this pandemic, and that didn't really seem to be a topic of conversation either.
Now, tomorrow night before the Republican convention, VP Democratic candidate Kamala Harris plans to give a speech specifically condemning the Trump administration's pandemic response. And tomorrow night, on the final night of the RNC, President Trump is expected to formally accept the party's nomination. And you can count on us to continue our 360 coverage.